Good morning and welcome if you follow me, and welcome if you've just found me. You've likely found me for a reason. No coincidences on your spiritual awakening path. So this is a couple of days we're into this blue moon, so it was first. I've lost track of my time. Don't know if you get that, but I find since spiritual awakening that time has no meaning, in my world. Can't speak for others, but yes, in spiritual awakening, it's like some days I can lose a full day, and then other days it feels different time to me now, is what I'm saying. So we're in the blue moon, we're in the portal, we're all in it now, and I'm pretty sure you can feel it. It's pretty intense energy. And if you got my last readings, it's intense. So the blue moon song. So all my readings tend to have a pattern of following on. Spirits got a plan for me. They've got a divine path that they want me to walk, and the pattern of my readings, these messages getting out, follow on, whether they're from high ascended masters like Mary Magdalene, Yeshua, my angels, dragons, different light beings, does not matter. They're all working together. They're all co-creating together to co-create with me to bring these messages to you. So this message, blue moon song. So if you follow me and you're on this journey yourself and you're hearing a lot of songs, like not just like, oh, I like that song and it's in your head. No, like where a song gets stuck in a loop. How it happens with me is I wake up first thing in the morning. So when I'm coming out of sleep, I've noticed that that's the most strongest time. I know why. It's because I've been rested, my nervous system's been rested, I've been in that stillness point of total peace, not worried about the external judgments coming in from the outside world. I'm at that peace point, they're saying. So that's when things can come into you, when you're at your still point. And that's when I noticed that the telepathy from my twin flame, high self, spirit guides, comes in, and the telepathy through music, songs. So this song, Blue Moon, I saw you standing alone, been coming in for a few days since the blue moon. Now I've had it before, but I've not had a reading come up of it before. But this blue moon, it's a rare blue moon in Sagittarius. It's fiery, it's taking action, it's aiming for what you want, it's moving those boundaries out of the way. This song means something, and I drew the cards yesterday and I was going to come back on, but also this blue moon, my creativity is like I said yesterday's reading, I feel like I've got a rocket up my butt since this blue moon. Like I'm getting more energized. I feel like I'm being wound up again. And just before the full moon, I was having emotional breakdowns. My nervous system was like it's never been before, and it's been attacked before. Of course this journey attacks your nervous system, attacks a lot, but I managed to stabilize it with my toolkit. So my crystals, been working with Merkaba, very, very grounding. I managed to do my meditation, my Lemurian meditation, and go through the portal back to Lemuria. One of my fractals that has returned to me of a knowing in past life Lemuria. So home was calling me home, you know, because they knew that my nervous system was with this lunar phase that we're all going through, this portal. I felt drawn to doing the meditation and went back through that portal to Lemuria. Came out of that portal feeling my energized, like I plugged into my energy source, natural energy source too, you know. It's all natural, but yeah, feel more me, you know. And it's hard to feel that these last 8 years, because I know the me before, that's forever gone. That old identity of who I was before has gone, and there's reasons behind that, you know. I had to go through all the death and the rebirth, the initiations, the tests from spirit, tests from society, all of that, push through my boundaries, push through what was holding me back to become who I was truly are, you know, inside. But it was just hidden. Yeah, it's behind this moon. They're saying, get to the song early. I love spirit when they get yeah, things that was hidden behind the moon for me before I took this journey of 8 years spiritual awakening. I've uncovered what was hidden now, you know, all along. And these cards, like I say, came out yesterday, so those were good to go. But I've also done the automatic writing, another form of channeling that comes through me. And yeah, so I'll get to the automatic writing. So, okay, this song has been coming through, appropriate for the moon. So no coincidence, you know, spirit coming through with this song. There's no coincidence on your path. You will find that out in due time. The more you're aware, the more you push through your test and your initiation, spirit sends to you, and the boundaries that are holding you back. There's no coincidences. Everything happens how it's meant to happen. So yes, the blue moon reading. So yeah, this deck I don't usually use. So I've got all my cards out in my reading room for when people want readings off me and when I come online. So they're all at hand. It just makes it easier for me to channel, and you know, instead of running around my house picking everything up and coming on. And I've got a big basket full of tarot cards that I've collected over the years due to my awakening, due to my seeking of what was going on with me in my spiritual awakening. But I came across tarot, and I've got a big box full, and I think, is this it? Tell me. Yeah, this deck. Where's the others? Oh, they're here, yeah. Yeah, they say get them because I'll be pulling some more cards. So this is one of my, pretty old, you know, it's old and tattered. One of the very first decks that I came across, as well as the Shaman one. And, you know, yeah, the first thing that I saw of this deck was the Lovers, you know, card. Didn't know it was called the Lovers card then, because I've not learnt tarot, you know, I was just beginning, you know, and I was just drawn to divination, and spirit was drawing me to it because they knew that I found the answers that I seeked inside these spiritual resources that there was guiding me to. So yeah, the Lovers, you know, so that was very appropriate when I found out this card was the Lovers. Yeah, what was hidden behind this moon I felt was to do with love, you know, and it was, and it is, and it is the main thing, what was hidden behind this moon. But I was trying to put it into a box of romance, and I was a bit confused at that, you know, because if you follow me, you know that my twin flame connection is not conventional, and you know, my twin flame's my best friend. So 37 years friendship, and I was like, eh, what's going on here then? Because you know, when you start spiritually awakening, things start to happen beyond your control, what's never happened before. and you just feel this magnetic pull towards this other person. Yes, I've always felt a pull towards her because she's my friend, but it was like when we separated, so when things started to be uncovered behind this moon, it shifted us from that friendship to me being confused, thinking, well, what's going on here? Why am I missing? And why am I feeling this pain I've never felt before in my life? That's the twin flame journey. It's going to confuse you, it's going to frustrate you, it's going to make you feel pain. It's going to uncover hidden things inside of you. But, you know, 8 years down the journey now, I know it's about love. It's about unconditional love. That, you know, that in my friendship was never ever questioned. The loyalty, the never questioned. But what did come under questioning was, what exactly is happening? Like, why is my friendship crumbling all of a sudden? The most solid foundation in my life, outside of, you know, my partner and my children. What's going on? Why is this happening? So I went on a long journey, 8 years, soul searching, delving into places, going inside my cave, to find the truth, to find what was hidden behind this blue moon. Yeah, blue moon also. So I thought, why are they leading me to these cards? Because I haven't used them. I don't use them in my readings. All these cards I've used. And these are quite old. Well, they are old. From the beginning of my awakening. Because there's a blue moon on this card. So, you know. And I was, the minute I pulled that card out, I was like, that's why. And then the minute the second card came out. And then third, without a doubt. But yeah, so I knew it was, you know, twin flame reading and the connection reading. Yes. So the moon came out. And then the second card was Hangman. And then the third card was Justice. So the scales of justice, you know. So I'm at this stage now where the scales of justice are balancing out for me. Because I've done the work, you know, I've come out of behind this blue moon, and I'm not stuck anymore. You know, Hangman, stuck. You're in limbo. Don't know what's going on. But I'm at this stage where I'm balanced. I'm balanced in my energies. So justice, I can feel that, you know. You know, some people might have thought I was crazy, I was delusional, I was making all of this up. What was coming towards us all, you know, because I knew it wasn't just coming for me. I knew it wasn't just happening to me. And I knew that I was seeking things behind this moon, not just for myself, but to also help others. Could see that coming. You know, that timeline, could see that coming. Didn't know how I could see it coming because I was still in limbo. So I wasn't understanding my gifts, you know, I'd not honed my gifts at that point of seeing. But years and years, you know, down the line, working daily, being in co-creation with spirit daily, because they want you on your path. You're here for a very, very important mission. So what I was going through back then, and seeking, and you know, these shadows of myself and healing, was getting me ready. It's preparation for this timeline that we're in. So get back to the automatic writing. So yeah, third card was justice. I don't mean legal. No, I've not took anybody to court or anything like that, you know. No, spiritual. So then I went to another, and spirit stopped me at the justice. They wanted me to stop at this card. I don't know why, you know, because the reading's going to follow on. And yeah, and they want me to pull from the Love Tea Oracle, which is upside down. You might feel a bit upside down in this moon. Thank you, Spirit. Because, you know, when the energy is very high, vibrational energies coming towards us, these lunar phases, these moons, these cycles that we have to close out, yeah, you can be feeling a bit upside down, you know, like this hangman. Yeah, you can feel a bit like you're upside down on this journey. But you know, you work with these moons, saying, so work with this moon. So if you didn't catch my last readings, catch them, because there's important codes in them as well. Lemurians came through. So you work with these moons, you work with this energy, these portals, you know, and you walk through these portals and you're willing to work with this energy, then that's what's going to get you unstuck. You know, you're not going to be hanging from this tree by your leg, upside down, seeing the world upside down. No, when you work with these portals, you find that wisdom, you have a different perspective, you have a clearer perspective, you know, and you can, yeah, you can stand on your own 2 feet, which he's standing on one, but you get what I mean. Yeah, you can just see things clearer. So yes, let's get to the Love Tea Oracle. Like I say, channel in all forms, you know. So this is the gifts that have just returned to me, not just, but the gifts that have returned to me since I got myself unstuck from behind that moon. And I've worked on my shadows. I'm just going to put my camera back a bit because it's a little bit, I feel like the wire's holding me in. Right, let me see if I can push it. Yeah, that's better. Felt a bit figured in there. Thingy. Weird. Yeah, you might find it hard to talk during this moon as well, because that can be nervous system. You know, we're under a lot of stress with these portals and these moons and all of what we're experiencing on planet Earth at the minute, aren't we? So it's going to affect us. So let's have a look. Okay, Spirit, what is the next message after justice? Next message after justice, please, Spirit. Yeah, this one here, look. So these 2 hands interlocked. Yeah, so the next message after justice is better times and fresh take. Yeah, so, you know, the people that might have thought I was going a bit round the end and, you know, not making sense and delusional, well, 8 years down the line, you know, 8 years back when I could see this timeline coming for us all, the ascension, global awakening, felt that shift, you know, behind this moon, although I was still in my shadows, I feel that shift, you know, because I could feel energy, feel the moon cycles. You know, although I was still stuck back then, myself, I was upside down, I could still feel it. There was something breaking through, and I could see what was coming for us all. Also, my spirit guides was making it very, very clear that I wasn't crazy, I wasn't losing my mind, you know, I wasn't just hearing voices, all of that. No, there was guarding me, you know, and they were saying all along, you're going to get justice, Ellie. People are going to see and feel what you've been seeing and feeling coming. And that is why I had to go through the judgments, the projections, society's beliefs, all of that. And that's why I had to break down all of my shadows and my illusions and my programming from ancestral, you know, that's been passed down to my ancestors, that's been passed down to me. I had to break down all those old paradigms, and I had to do that and get myself unstuck and see things from a different perspective, see the world that we, you know, we live in for what it truly is, you know, and what's really going on, and what they've been holding us in, you know, upside down, not seeing the full picture, the saying, yeah. So this was always going to come, but it was going to come because I did the work, because I put the work in and I listened to what was calling from beyond this moon, the spirit team. I listened to my angels. I was open to listening to them, not straight away. Now I was still a bit stuck, and I was wondering what in the actual is going on with me. Do I need to go see a doctor? Are they right, or am I the, yeah, you know, am I going crazy, you know, as my mental health like finally gone? No, I knew I hadn't. But when you're the only person out your family and your friends feeling what's coming from behind this moon, what's being hidden from us, all of us, then you're going to feel a bit stuck, and you're like, well, why aren't they feeling it? Why aren't they hearing it? Why aren't they seeing it? They've not done the work yet. No, I was one of the ones to go before. I'm not just one of the ones. Have you heard of the 144? There's many of us. Light holders. That's my new name for it. Light holder. So I've give it a, you know, its own, yeah, light holder. But twin flames, light seeds, light workers, way showers, whatever, you know, you want to call us. Yeah. But I had to do the work, and I had to balance these energies out. And I had to realise that this connection was not about another. Yes, always connected, always. 5D. But not always in the physical, you know. But I had to realise that it was about balancing the energies out inside of myself. So the divine feminine energy and the divine masculine energy. And once I balanced those two energies out inside myself, I found inner union. So this card here, you've got a star and you've got a moon. I found that perfect balance, that yin and yang. Connection to earth and heaven. So that's what I started to realise once I, you know, did the work, recovered things from behind that moon, got out of the hangman, that stuck phase. Justice is here. 8 long years, hard work, deep introspection, death and rebirths. Like, I feel like I'm the phoenix rising 1,000 times. Walked through fire, become that phoenix rising from the ashes. And I had to do that because I had to really feel this journey, and I had to feel the pain of this journey, and I had to walk through that fire. Because if I haven't walked through the fire, how then can I lead others, guide others through that fire? And fire's here, you know. This blue moon is Sagittarius energy. It's fiery. Fire's come through us all. But, you know, these portals we can step through. That's what's going to balance us all out. The many portals I've stepped through. Yes, it's felt uncomfortable. Yes, I've felt pain. Pushing through those boundaries, those emotions, being vulnerable. Yes, I've shed layer after layer after layer after layer. 8 years shedding a lot, you know, layer after layer. In times, resting also. You need rest. Rest is healing. But, you know, now, this timeline, better times, fresh take. So justice was always going to come, and I knew that, and I held on to that, knowing of that. It was always going to come back around, you know, for me, like that song, like many times, coming around again. Yeah. It was always going to come full circle, you know, and balance the scales of justice for me. And people was going to understand what I was talking about all along. You know, yeah. But you know, when you're in it and you're working through your shadows, you go through your doubts and you go through the uncertainties of, am I delusional? Am I making this up? No, because there's others like me out there, and I've found my soul trap now. And that's what happens also when you balance these scales of justice out for yourself, and you come balanced inside of yourself. That's when you can magnetize things to you. So, you know, don't chase. So like the runner chaser stage on your twin flame. No, you're that balanced and you understand this journey for what it really, really, truly is. And everyone's is different. So other twin flames, they can be romantic, yes, but everyone's journey is different. But yeah, when you've gone to this depth of your soul, and you uncover, you know, that remembrance of the fractals of yourself, you bring that back to yourself. You know, you're going into this deep, dark cave of deep, deep, deep healing, introspection, and things are going to fall away and things are going to come into your life. That's this journey, you know. It's to truly heal, to truly go to this depth, you have to be willing to give some things up, things that are going to fall away that no longer serve you anymore. You know, they never really did. There was just holding you in your shadows, you know, away from this light. Yes, you need your shadow and you need your light. You need the balance of the two. So that's what I'm speaking about. Inside this cave, you go looking for your divine feminine energy to balance and your divine masculine energy to balance. And then when you find that, these scales of justice balance out for you, and you merge out into this light. Stronger, more confident, more at truth and at peace with yourself. You know that this journey, what was hidden behind this moon, blue moon, was all leading you to finding yourself, you know, finding that balance inside of yourself, and then bringing that journey. So all that wisdom that I've learned, gained on my journey to others, and that's what it was all about all along, you know, to go. I knew that Spirit sending me into this deep dark cave of myself was for a reason, you know. They weren't just gonna torture me for 8 years and like, yeah, put me through what, you know, death and rebirth. They weren't going to do that for no reason. I knew there was reasons why. Even when I was in this cave, isolated, on my own, no one could help me. It was up to me. knew there was reasons why they was sending me there, you know, and they was building me up. So forging you into the warrior you've always been, that warrior of light you've always been, but it's just been hidden. You come out of that cave a spiritual warrior, a holder of the light, and then you hold that light for others. Shine that light for others, and that light guides them through their portals, and then by walking through their portals they find their balance. And when you find the balance inside yourself, this card here, how beautiful is that light? You find the light inside you, you find the Christ light inside you. And it's priceless, you know. It's like, it's gold on this card. No amount of gold can, yeah, no amount of money in the world is worth this light inside you. No, you are the gold, you are the treasure. It's what you've been searching for all along. So when you stop searching outside and you go inside the cave, this depth, you realise you've been the gold, you've been the treasure all along. So you've been on this long treasure run of seeking, searching, looking outside, validation, searching for answers of others. No, the key is to go inside. That is the key. You know, and walking through these portals, using this blue moon, you're going further and further into that cave. And that's where you discover the true meaning of the spiritual journey, and why you have to go to such a depth of healing, isolation, transformation. It's for your liberation. It's, yeah, you are the gold. I keep saying, you are the treasure. I'm going to leave it there because it's 30 minutes. And I'm going to come back on part 2 because I've got some automatic writing. That's how it works, you know. I'm beginning to understand how I channel now, because I was a bit stuck. I knew I was channeling. Of course I was channeling. I the same words I'd never heard before in my life. But it wasn't, when I first started automatic writing, and I just woke up and the pen would just, I'd reach for my journal, and yes, I'd always journaled, but never automatic writing. I realised I was channeling cards, you know. So I'd go for the card, draw the card, then I'd channel. And yeah, now it's, I realise what I'm doing now, you know, because I've got myself unstuck, more balanced. And I see this journey and my spirit team and my gifts for what they truly are, you know. And it's about finding everything that's been hidden inside us. That means everything, leaving nothing uncovered. Stripped bare. Yeah, you are stripped literally bare of your old identity. You know, your old identity is stripped away. Everything has to fall away that does not serve you on this next part of your journey for better times and a fresh take. Yeah, and I feel this blue moon for me, that's my quantum leap. I'm about to quantum leap. I used to love that series as well. Watched it as a kid. All these things that we watch, and I'm like, we've known it all along. Why haven't we seen it? Because it was hidden from us. But now is the time where we're uncovering everything that's been hidden from us in this, yeah, this new earth, new golden age. Light holders, they're guiding us, you know. They're guiding us. Well, I am a light holder, but you see what I'm saying. The ones I've been I've found on my journey, there was holding the light for me and guarding me. There was that lighthouse. You know, when I was at sea and I was on my boat alone, I just kept looking, and I'd see this light coming through that storm, you know, that chaos, and I'd just focus on the light. Didn't know it was leading me to my light. I knew it was leading me somewhere, and I thought, this means something more, you know. Never felt like this before in my life. But now, wow, do I see the light that it was leading me to? Do I feel it? So, yeah, I'm your lighthouse in your storm, just like others have been for me, other spiritual teachers. Ones that have come before me and the ones that will go after me, you know. So, I always say to my son, he's a light holder. Doesn't quite know it yet because he's still at this, behind this moon phase. He's just coming out of the moon. He's just stepping into his portal. And you know, there's going to be times he feels stuck on this journey. But because I've done this journey, I can see that, you know, and I can guard him. I can be that lighthouse in this storm. And that's what light holders are. We're that lighthouse in your storm. Very poetic, spirit. So I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to come back on part 2 because I'm trying to keep them shorter. But again, the channeling comes out as it comes out. It's just authentic, it's real, and yeah, it's the truth. So it comes the way it comes. So part 2 coming up of the lighthouse in your storm. Yeah, I like that.